template is usable to be looking at every aspect of your job from time to time. It's a great exercise to go through individually, just to kind of recalibrate from time to time. Thinking about your job description within that larger context of the organization itself. Again, so in this case, different times you thought of different aspects. When we went back to the job description, you thought of something very specific. But this isn't to do right now. This is just explaining this process. So identify an aspect of your job, an overall strategy, or a particular objective, or an activity or behavior, so something about what you do within your job description. Then you go outside. Thinking about the call center story, you ask, who might be like the installers in my case? That is, who might be potentially negatively affected by this strategy, objective, or activity? Can you imagine if we just instinctively got to that point? The conflicts, the misunderstandings, the inefficiencies that would gradually begin to disappear. Just with that step. Just implementing that step alone. Okay? Step 2, you go inside. For each person I'm thinking about, identify the ways that I might have gotten in their way or created difficulty for them, which are rarely, if ever, conscious decisions, right? Laura was not consciously trying to make life miserable for the installers. She wasn't. In fact, she was very dutiful, focused on the task. B, 1 to 3 things that I could do that would be helpful to them. Number 3, go back out. Meet with those who might be affected and acknowledge the way I may not have been helpful. Propose ways to help mitigate the impact I have on them and ask for feedback on how else I can be helpful to them. Courtney, this goes to your point. There's that continual kind of checking in. This actually gets toward reporting. What we're actually doing there is reporting in a way, a very informal and casual way. We'll get to that a little bit later. Follow up to make sure that my changes have been helpful and remain open to continue changes to increase my helpfulness. In other words, this is not an event. It's just a new approach to life, a new approach to a job. It has to be implemented, systematized, part of who we are and where we go about our job. Okay? So outside, inside, out. Any questions on that? Any thoughts as you look at that outside, inside? Does it make sense? Can you see potential benefits both organizationally and individually? Can you imagine? Think for a second. All right? Let's say I'm Courtney, I'm in your job. If I'm aware of and I know that all the other people that interface with my job are conscientiously going about their job in a way to help you be more productive in what I do. Does that increase the potential collaboration? Does it increase the creativity? Does it increase the fulfillment? Suddenly all those things that really set apart the great teams from the good teams begin to emerge. We always call them intangibles, right? It's a code word to me. We can't really identify it specifically. It's not a metric. It's not something to measure. But it's the breaking point. It's the big difference between the good and the great. We're kind of getting the heart. We're giving ourselves now a template to be able to actually work through and conscientiously go about change the way that we carry out our work. Okay? All right. Here's what we'll do. We're going to go ahead and break for lunch. Okay, 11:30. Let's plan on meeting back about 12:30. Does that work?